Footsteps meet on hardwood floors, laughter spilling from the doors. Different tongues but hearts the same, learning life beyond the name. At the International English Cafe, talk your troubles right away, sip your tea and stories play. At the International English Cafe.
Hi, welcome to the International English Cafe meeting. I'm your host, Tan, and it is Friday evening in the Western Hemisphere, Saturday morning in the Eastern Hemisphere. Today's topic will be kind of a challenge. It's basically host your English meeting, preparing one, right? So what I'll do is I'm going to play a video, which won't be part of this recording because of copyright purposes. So that the members have kind of an inkling of an idea of what they could do to prepare an English meeting. And then from there, we'll then get into the crux of the topic. So with that, I'm going to cut it right here and we'll watch the video. And we're back. So we just finished up on watching the video regarding English meeting, a step-by-step guide, right? So from here, we'll go into talking about how you would host a meeting or preparing one. Now, this is part of the challenge, right? So imagine now that you're a host. So as a host, how will you, host a meeting, right? What would be your topic? Or if you have a specific topic, right? What kind of format did you want to delve into? Things of that nature. So let's see. If you have any particular materials or if you have roles that you want the members to play. So those are like kind of the things that we'll go into. So if you were to host a meeting, how would you host? So would anybody like to volunteer to go first?
It's my hand. Okay, there's a lot of information that I can share, but I'm going to minimize it, shorten it. Number one, and you people may remember this, 100 years ago, we had overhead projectors. Well, maybe that was during my time, where everything was written on a paper and it projected the written word on the wall. And the mistake here was the person in charge of the meeting or giving the lecture would read it. Now, I'm gathering from this situation that we have a lot of educated people, so they can read. Just give them 1 minute to read and get the idea. And I would like to add, after the overhead projector, we still have PowerPoint. You don't need to read every single slide. For what? They can read. Let them read. And then the discussion starts. Okay, I'm going to stop right there because I can go on forever. But that hopefully will give people an idea on one method, one way to conduct a meeting.
Thank you. And yeah, I was there for the time of the overhead projector too, whether it was the clear sheet or it was just a sheet, either way, because there was the two different overhead projectors.
Yeah, I think it was, just give me a minute. It was on It was on like a plastic
Hmm.
see-through, and you could write on it.
Yep, that
And
was one of the overhead projector ones where you had the clear sheet. Yep, the plastic.
yeah,
Yep. Because that was one way to do it. There was the different overhead projector where like you could just have a regular piece of paper and it would
yeah,
be able to project that too.
right.
Those were interesting times. I mean, it was better than the chalkboard.
But well, yeah, it was a step up for teachers in order to reach all the students in the class, and yeah,
Yeah. Because back then you had the chalkboard and you had the sliding chalkboard where it would slide up and down so that instead of trying to reach up, you can just slide one down and then write it and then slide it back up. Those were fun times. So examples of old tech for materials used to host a meeting. Yeah.
um, who's next?
So would anybody like to go next and talk about things in terms of hosting a meeting, right? So could be materials used, formats that you would want to use, things of that nature. So, like for example, Juan Franco, we were talking earlier, right? Uh, in the beginning, you mentioned certain ideas in terms of like a conversational format. Would you want to delve into that?
Yes, for example, I see the video, the question, and in my case, I not make, for example, the give the salutation in the start the meeting. And for example, other thing important is I reading the question and say the respect. For example, in one occasion, and try to make one correction, this person and this person hungry for the correction, no? In my last class, and try to give the question, I like it, give the correction in your Spanish or not. And for example, one student say the not and try to speak in Spanish, and you try to respect this situation. It's very interesting, this question. For example, this is the meeting.
Hmm.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. Thank you. Diana, you raised your hand.
Yes, yes, then thank you so much for calling me. Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for sharing the nice topic or sharing the nice video how to be host in the meeting. And I do agree all the things that the influencer or things like that share about the idea of how to be host, and almost we know that, almost we knew that, right? And the first thing I underlined, well prepare of the materials is very important. And the second thing, I think as a host should say about how long the meeting takes time, because sometimes there are so many argument and then take a long time, even there is no conclusion. And more than that, I think as a host, have a skill to manage for disagreement, like argument, something like that, because probably in the meeting there are so many participants, they have their own ideas, and by different ideas, different arguments, sometimes it's very hard to take conclusion or to take which one the best to be our conclusion, something like that. Even sometimes it's like a mess up, because everyone wants to to how to say to express their thought and hope the meeting will take their ideas, right? Their idea. So that's why, as a host, I think we have the skill to manage the mashup or the different arguments, something like that, to make it clear. I think if I can add about the meeting, that's all. Thank you for giving me the chance.
Yeah, thank you. Those are some good points. Part of it references the video, but also some of it seems like they reference certain things from your own experiences. That's actually, nice to include. Mustangin, yeah, take it away.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Tan and everybody. Hope you can listen to my voice clearly. I think this is very nice topic because, I don't think it is difference when we are teach our student in the class, right? So the teachers must be a center thing, the teachers must be appointed by the student, and also all of the student must be organized by the teachers. And yes, it is very difficult to us when we see a lot of audience try to open their mobile phone, play mobile phone while we are talking and deliver the materials. Almost of the time, maybe when we have toxic students, when we have toxic audience, yeah, it will be what is it? Disturb others participants to go serious to listen our materials. Yeah. For example, it's about point number. What is it? Mobile phone. Yes. Number four, be respectful of attendance time by staying on time. Yeah, this is also very important. Um, we don't need to, what is it? Make our listeners to be angry with us, of course. And then, um, for example, when we have trouble thing, we need to message maybe to the MC or the committee that we have another problem with the managing time. Maybe you can ask them to replace or reschedule our meeting to the so the participant will not board something like that with us. And then the keyword for me when we managing classroom or we managing the meeting, organized meeting is the communication skill. And then we try to, what is it, learn deeply about the all of the backgrounds, our audience, so we can get in touch with all of the participants. And of course, humor is also very important because as a human, we have what is it? As a human, maybe uh, it is very difficult to us to understand each the background, right? For example, we are the hosting some seminar, and the participants is about 200%. So it is impossible to us to what is it to understand all of they need, and we need technology maybe. PowerPoint is very important, but yes, like Mr. Joe said, that what is it? A lot of teachers, a lot of lectures just read all the word by word, so it is not effective to deliver the materials. Yeah, exactly. We need to show the pictures and then just simple sentence, and based on that simple sentence, we can develop our thinking and then try to ask our audience to develop together about that sentence, and then we agree to the goals. Yeah, of course, because we organize the meeting, we need to set the goals at the beginning. That's all about today's topic. Thank you so much.
Very nice. Very in-depth too. I really like. Um,
Mm.
you went basically, well, part of it's going through what's on the screen for the article, which is great because part of like that's what I had sent out for all the members to read. Um, Kind of goes sort of to what Joe's comment on, um, you know, the people are able to read, so don't need to read it off, right? Um, at the same time, from some of your comments, especially like being able to mitigate or manage some of the interactions that may be involved, whether some of it might be distractions of like phone use, for example, um, or some of the soft skills or communication skills involved, facilitating the meeting overall, that kind of thing. Um, Lots of great points. Thanks very much. For one thing, just to touch upon the whole reading off of a PowerPoint, uh, from what I was taught, right, is things on the PowerPoint is there, not for you to read off of, but uh, it's one as the presenter, little reminders so that you know what to talk about. And those are points that you'd want to stand out to your audience so that they have a good way of remembering what you're talking about. Because the bullet point that's on the PowerPoint will essentially summarize the entirety of what you were going to say with that one point. So that's kind of the idea. So when you as the presenter are presenting, that's the kind of thing to keep in mind. So, you can see, right, like part of being a host entails certain soft skills like presenting, right? Other soft skills would be being a mediator or a facilitator, to try to know how to cut into a conversation so that if there are arguments or disagreements, then you have ways to diffuse the situation or to encourage the conversation to keep on going. So there's a variety of skills that would be involved when you are the host of a meeting, right? And I'm hoping that this is some of the takeaways that you all can see so that these could be potential skills that you can then practice and eventually utilize for your own daily life. You never know when the ability to host and to present and or to facilitate could come in come in handy. Okay. So let's say if you were to be a host, right? We can just go down the line. What would be a topic that you would want to host and why? So that would be the question for everybody. So Diana, you raised your hand, so go ahead.
Yeah, that is very interesting question. And if I am working as a host and will lead such kind of, let's say, a discussion forum or a seminar, something like that, I would like to pick one of the very common issue right now, like environment issues, and the other thing, bullying issue. Why I pick it? Because, yeah, as I said before, those issues are very massive right now, even especially in my country, that I think we have to discuss about how to save our environment, because we have seen a lot of problems due to the environment issue, like, I don't know how to say, especially about the using of the plastic, something like that. And I think it will be interesting to be discussion. to be discussed, and before that, I have to prepare, as I said before, preparing about the materials, the fact of, let's say, the damage of environment around me, around us. And the other thing, I would like to know about what the ideas to save the environment, especially around your area, something like that. And I think that was very interesting for me. And about the bullying, again, I have seen a lot of news here in my country, especially that there are so many bullying happen in the many sector, especially in the school, at the school. Like bullying is not about just you know physically, but also verbal and non-verbal. So we have to educate people that bullying is not allowed for any reason, because here in my country, you might know that population almost 280 million, and I believe that 50% of them don't know exactly what the bullying is, and some people, they don't want to speak up about the bullying, even in the family. I don't know, nowadays there are so many bullying happen in the family, especially like couples, as a husband to their wife. But again, I think bullying is not allowed for any reason, whether it's verbal or non-verbal. So those two things that I really like to host whenever the chance is exists or things like that. Thank you.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand clearly.
Bullying.
Oh, bullying.
Yes.
Ah, okay, I get it.
Yeah, sorry for my pronunciation. I meant bullying. Yeah, bullying. Thank you.
It's kind of a tricky one. Bullying. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't understand something, everybody should speak up.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for noticing. Yeah. But am I correct? My pronunciation now, bullying or things like that?
Bullying.
How to say that?
Bullying.
Bullying.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Bullying.
Yep. It's kind of a weird.
Thank you. But anyways, thank you, Ted. Even though my pronunciation is not wrong, but you understood me. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, like it's one of those things, like I mentioned in previous meetings, to try to understand when people speak. So I've heard people pronounce it that way before, which is why like I understood what you meant. If Joe didn't ask, I was going to mention about the pronunciation too. But yeah, bullying. It's a little bit of, it's kind of trippy when you try to pronounce that, because it's kind of weird when you have a word that's ends with a Y and then you use an ing at the end of it. So words like that tend to be kind of trippy. But those are good topics overall. The environment and bullying. I think those are pretty important topics to talk about. It's very educational in one respect, but also like those are topics that do matter because they do affect our lives in some manner or form, whether it's indirectly or directly. So I like those topics. Very nice. Okay, so would anybody else like to share like what topic they would uh, um, I guess delve into if they were to host a meeting?
Hello, maybe I want to try.
Okay, go ahead, Mustangin.
Okay. Based on my experience, I was teach my elementary students, and then they don't understand everything about English language. And, the first thing that I need to improve is about the vocabulary, of course. And I show him a picture, of course, the pictures of movies, cartoon movies, and then they start to mention one word, SpongeBob, and then after that, um, okay, I ask the student to improve. What next vocabulary? Do you see the colors there? And then the student try to write once again new vocabulary, yellow, and then continue. Okay, do you know the SpongeBob friends? Maybe can you please tell me the name? And then try to mention one more vocabulary. So, what is the best topic when we want to lead some meeting? Of course, something that the audience very familiar with. It can be also the viral news, maybe, or today headline, or something that colorful. That's what I have. What is it? That's my experience about leading some, what is it, meeting. I also have experience when I a moderator to formal meetings. In formal meeting, almost of the participant feel bored, and then I try to open the meeting by make some humor, something like that.
Mhm.
For example, mention good afternoon, even this is in the morning, and then I mention good afternoon, everybody, and then some some participants mention, okay, sorry, this is not afternoon, this is in the morning. Okay, thank you so much for your response because you still focus on me. That's a little bit my story about lead or organize a meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Those are nice. Having topics that are relevant, that um, especially topic that do interest the audience, right? And one part of your, um, I guess, feature to your topic is the aspect of the vocabulary, right? To be able to delve into it when you go into the topic. Those are good ideas. So, um, some key points when it comes to a topic, you didn't necessarily mention a topic, but like the overall gist of it, that's pretty good, right? Um, so that helps to determine what kind of topic that you um, want to host, and you have kind of an approach to go into it, which actually talks about like the agenda slash format slash activities that could be involved in the meeting, right? So those are really good points to bring out. Um, I also like how you refer to humor a couple of times throughout this meeting, right? Because humor is a good way to uh, grease the wheels of a meeting, and especially too like the kind of the psychology that you put into this, right? Like just to try to make sure that the participants are even awake, quote unquote. Very nice touch. I like that. How about you, Juan? If you were to come up with a topic, what would you come up with?
I think in you say Mustang you say that, but in the my last class, yeah, I'm trying to make one casualty conversation, and my question, I have the conversation. For example, in the last class, talk to the family, and my question is, what is your thing in your family? What is your experience in your family? another person talk to the adolescent. And for example, in this time, I have other question. In your adolescent, what like your place, for example? I try to the in my class and try to the speak the personal things,
Hmm.
and maybe for me in my experience, it's more interesting for this person, no, and make try to the speak in Spanish, no. And for example, I believe that you try to speak in Spanish and to force your brain try to the speak in Spanish, no? But you speak your personal things, for example, the family,
Mm,
the fight in your family,
entiendo. Sí.
no? But this my meetings. I'm trying to put the topics, but the topics not maybe not is the good topics for the people, but not have the students. For example, put in the topic casualty conversation and have five, six students. I don't know why, but it's the in the last class. And my experience in the English, for example, I believe the practicing is very important and try to the practicing all days. And for example, I say this person the going to the meeting, the secret is practicing Spanish all days or listen music, no, in
Sí.
Spanish. But in the moment the meeting and try to speak the your experience in the week.
Mhm.
And for me, I think the this person it's more interesting in the meeting.
Sí.
I don't know, but I'll try to give me the words in Spanish, no?
Lo entiendo. Yeah. Es difícil para comprender. It's kind of difficult to understand sometimes because um, when you're practicing a language that you're not familiar with, and especially if you're at the beginner level, yeah, it it's helpful to go with topics in which the members can speak to experiences that they know, right? And then delve into vocabulary regarding those experiences. So that would be a really good way. So talking about things like family, right? Or other subjects that are a little bit under easier end that are relatable. Uh, that's essentially what you're talking about.
And for example, for me, Tan, I have one problem. In my class, the Spanish, and try to speak in Spanish. But in
Mhm.
the moment, for example, in the last class, this person not speaking Spanish and say 5 or 10 words in Spanish,
Mhm.
but no, not speaking Spanish. But I'm trying to speak in the learning Spanish.
Mhm.
For me, my problem is in the moment the only speak in English. I try to speak in Spanish. I change the language, speak in English. I have the shock in my mind. I do not say the correct words, no? But
Uh,
it's hard for me.
Sometimes, yeah, it's difícil, it's hard. Um, for example, last meeting, traducción,
Yeah, yeah,
translation, right?
yeah,
That's an example. Yeah, that's under. Sometimes you like it's because they sound similar enough. It seems like that's the word, right? And that's sometimes um, where it's a little bit difficult because then the other person would look at us and would be like, "Wait, what did you say? I don't understand," right?
yeah.
Um, but yeah, like so
Uh,
for
uh,
you, like being able to go into a topic that's in Spanish and trying to help people practice that, right? That's no different than some of us leaders trying to help people with English, and especially those that are at a beginner level, right?
And for example, other thing they learn in this meeting is this person say me the one word they use in New York and other word they use in other state in occasion is the same significance, no? But
Well,
it's different pronunciation or different.
or different word for altogether, right? Aside from different pronunciation. Yeah, like like before the recording, I mentioned the whole um, you know, chips for the British is different for chips in terms of Americans, right? Because one is a potato chip versus for the British, what they call chips, Americans would call that as French fries, right?
Yeah.
Um, but even then, even within the United States, like for example, soda. In one state you might call it a soda. In a different state you might call it a pop. In another state you call it a soft drink. And then there's other states where they're just like, oh, it's a Coke, right?
Yeah.
You have different words for basically the same thing. Aside like so, despite like there might be different pronunciation for one word, there's even different words for the same thing, and even delving into that can be a little bit difficult because if you don't know the different words for it, then sometimes it may be difficult to navigate the language. Sure.
Yeah, see, it's very problematic try to understand in this moment this person the speaking is the speaking English, no?
Yeah.
And this person say me for example, you remember the one moment say you the exists in you say different English, no? Different words the use in other state is maybe is the use is the same, but it's different pronunciation or different words, but it's the same, no?
Potato, potato, tomato, tomato.
Yes, yes. And for example, in my case, not learn these words and the say me one thing and shock my brain, no? Not understand you say. In my case, I'm trying to learn the common words, no? And this person use other words, not understand. Yes, but it's very interesting.
Yeah.
For example, in the meetings, for me, it's very interesting. Try to learn English and listen this person. The need the learn English for many reasons, no? And listen your life this person. For me, it's very very interesting and give me the opportunity to learn new things. Yes, it's very, very important for me.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. Okay. How about you, Joe? Like, if you were to have a topic to talk about or to host, what would that topic be?
I didn't hear you. Did you call me?
Sorry, my internet went unstable for a moment. Okay. Can you hear me, Joe?
Yes.
Okay. So how about you, Joe? Like, if you were to host a topic, what would that topic be?
I think it would probably be about utilizing one of the latest methodologies of education. Now, if I say it and you're already doing it, wonderful. And that is the classroom setting, the way that you set it up needs to be individual small desks and a chair. that's easily moved around the class because the objective today is to work in small groups. And when you think about it, there could be a lot of reasons why this is very important. Now, everything is important that the teacher does, but sitting in lines from the beginning to the back of the class is no longer a good way to get the information. So let's talk about working in small groups. Anything the teacher says, the students will have time to work together because you know, and I know, everybody doesn't catch on immediately. We have smart students that pay attention and maybe understand, and we have slower students. And everything in today's world is working in small committees, small groups. Nobody does things individually like before, at least not in the business world. Now, there's no perfect situation, but working in small groups spread out in the classroom, if it's big enough, will enable all the students to talk to one another. And if they don't understand, again, they ask for help, and students will help. So I think I would set up my introduction to English that way. Now, here's another point I want to make, because I found out that Mr. Mustangin, I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing it, is a teacher. And this is a very quick topic. No longer do we want students to sit 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 55 minutes. In many countries, they have new teachers coming in. How would you feel if you have to sit 50 minutes and wait for the new teacher and then sit again? So some of what you do needs stand up, come to the front of the room, whiteboard, and let me explain what you're going to do in the small group. Now they stand up, they move a little bit, they get some exercise, they listen, and they go back. But that's another very important topic. No child should have to sit for 45, 50, 55 minutes. Ever. You learn when you're moving. So those two items I would incorporate in my lecture to try to get the members excited about trying a new methodology.
Nice. I think works really well in person, but I've seen it kind of used also in like Zoom meetings, where for some of the meetings, what they do is they actually would get members to stand, like especially if you're on camera, right? you get members to literally like stand up, do something, move around. I think that's actually really oh, I'm like wrapping my head around this. Oh, I'm kind of liking the idea. Something to think about because I think
You know,
those are things that we could actually incorporate.
I, I'm going to exaggerate just to make a point. But
Mhm.
if you're in a business meeting where some supervisor is talking to you for 3 hours and you guys have not had a chance to take a break, that's not effective. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. You know, take a 5 minute break, 10-minute break, and come back.
Mhm.
You know, come on.
Yeah, I've been in those meetings before, and literally you're just sitting there. Um, People will, especially when you're sitting there, people will get hungry, get thirsty, and all sorts of things. Maybe they need to go to the restroom, but they can't because they're in a sense forced, quote unquote, to sit there. Um, Me as a kind of a foodie, like I like food, um, tend to whenever those that they have such meetings, I have food with me, so I'm usually prepared. But no, like those are agonizing to sit through. Um, that is a good point or good way to visualize it.
Yeah, these are children. You know, it's not even high school, university. They appreciate the break,
Hmm.
and all you're doing is stand up, walk to the front of the room, listen to the objective, and go back to your seats.
Yeah, very nice. So let's see. Um, I actually haven't talked about what I would do for hosting a meeting, although I've been hosting this. Um, for the most part, most of my meetings have this. Um, I've been trying this format where people uh, do a little bit more of a long form type of communication rather than short form, um, mostly in speeches or at least a good paragraph worth of talking, right? Um, I want to be able to have members to at least have a little bit of a thought and maybe even incorporate a little bit of impromptu speaking, right? Like off the cuff, so that it kind of keeps you on your toes. Um, so part of my format would be that. In terms of a topic, I've been bouncing around various topics regarding certain skill sets that you could learn about and work on. Um, Certain things in terms of the language arts to kind of get a flavor of what English is kind of like when, um, you know, beyond that of a basic level. Um, Lots of times there will be random topics. Um, I want to, so if I was to host like a different type of topic, one topic would be kind of a topic where members get to debate with each other. It's a little bit more controversial. So I haven't felt comfortable trying to come up with a topic in that respect yet. I'm still tinkering with ideas. So that is something I would like to delve into. This will be um, something that will test my abilities to mediate, but also give a little bit of a discussion for all the members to interact. Um,
Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting, but we could do that here.
yeah.
You know, you divide the people. Here are the topics. here is the topic,
Yep.
and you take this side and you take the other view.
Yeah.
It stimulates a lot of discussion.
Yep. So that's something I've been trying to tinker around with. I haven't gotten an exact topic yet. Part of it is when I think about it, or when I do try to plan it out, I do see some of it would be pretty controversial. And I think within the purview of the group, can't have anything that's too controversial. So I'm trying to get that little sweet spot of something that spurs up enough discussion and debate, where while it's not too blatant that people get mad at each other, right? So it's still something I want to think about, because some of it might get into political aspects, which I do kind of want to avoid, but I think at some point you can't really avoid it completely, right? Part of it may delve into certain cultures, not necessarily like global culture, but like more of like a kind of like a social culture type of aspect. Could be like gender wars type of thing, or the roles and responsibilities of certain hierarchies within people. But it's still something that I'm tinkering around with. So those would be kind of ideas that I would be thinking about. But one of the first things I want to get through is want to see like how much I can expose you all to different type of soft skills, and then from there we can see how we can move things along afterwards, because I think having certain abilities and soft skills can then enable you to, even if your English is not good, you would be able to at least understand certain nuances based off of what's going on. And, then it can lead to some of those debative type of conversations. So those are some of the ideas that I would like to try out for meetings in the future. Okay, so I think we kind of went through most of everything for the meeting. A lot of it would be like things that entails into a meeting and how we would approach it. So we talked about certain aspects of the use of materials, certain things that could be done in terms of your approach to meetings. Humor is something that like I like that idea of Mustangin, so that's very nice. It's still in my head. But also too, then like we also delve into like what kind of topics each of us would host if we were to be a host, right? This is pretty good. So with that, does anybody have any questions or comments, questions, or thoughts? By the way, hi Fazle, how are you doing?
Hi, Tan. How's it going on?
We're doing good. The topic for today is host your English meeting, preparing one. We played a video earlier, and then we got into talking about it. Let's see.
Okay, so thanks for giving me the opportunity. Just I was listening the conversations of all of the participants today. So thinking about, I'm going to share about a bitter experience of mine to hosting a seminar. If you allow me to say about this one, then I can say.
Okay, seems like you're prepared, so go ahead.
Seminar was not in English, the seminar was in freelancing in cybersecurity, but I had a very bitter experience in this regard. So I want to share it about this one because it might be experience for the others participant as well. Okay. So, I am a government service holder in bank, but in part time I had to take a class. I'm taking a class in a IT training center. No. So is this experience I gathered at least I cannot remember what the exact date, but it might be 1 or 2 years back. 2 years ago, I got this bitter experience. Why I say the bitter experience, I'll tell you later. So the organizations, they have prepared a seminar on freelancing IT security, freelancing IT security, the seminar, and they had chosen me as a keynote speaker, as to hosting the seminar. So there is a term is about the cyber security and the freelancing. So in both of these two words, when they attached with the seminar, freelancing and cybersecurity, so it seems like that this seminar is for the people, for IT people, or is also for the general people. So the IT training center, they have always some business minded, they have something different. They are always trying to allow the other people to get some money from the people. So they collected a lot of participants from the IT people as well as from the general people, like from the IT commerce background, from different disciplinary. So this matter was not known to me. So as a keynote speaker, what I'll prepared for that seminar, almost 100 and 200 participants was there. So this matter is totally not known to me. So as a keynote speaker, I prepared all the presentation thinking that all the participants are from the IT people. I'm audible to you? 10.
Yes, you are audible to me.
So after getting all the preparations about the seminar, whenever I went there it was almost 1 or 2 hour session. So I found a lot of people from the different technology, from the different background, but my presentation, my preparation is totally based on the IT people. So the cybersecurity is, in a sense, it's a kind of the people from those are the IT disciplinary, but it's not for the people, those are the IT commerce background or general background.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah. But what the training center, they have some make the other people to arrange the seminar only. They have said those people that, okay, you might be from the commerce background, but it is possible if you can try yourself, then you can also enroll in these courses. So whenever I went there, so I found the mixed level of participant, mixed level of students over there. I'm totally overwhelmed that what I'll do, because my preparation is based on the IT people, and I found almost 60 to 70 people from the other audience. So if I will use the IT terminal to the general people, then definitely they will lost their interest. So this is the very bitter experience I found in that time. Although I could continue the seminar, but I was totally disappointed into that moment. And be honestly that I cannot say to them that the cyber security is for all. So, but the seminar is also arranged by the IT people, IT training center. I cannot also say to that about the true history of this one.
Yep.
This was the really a very bitter experience for hosting a seminar.
It can be difficult because sometimes the audience doesn't necessarily match the topic that you know. So when you have a misalignment like that, you know, it does make things a little bit difficult. For sure. But
Thank you.
that's pretty interesting to go into. You know, like being very specific, talking about a topic, and you know, in this case, cybersecurity. I could tell you I don't really know anything, right? So if you were to try to have this as a topic, definitely it will be something where you would need to dumb things down a lot for, you know, for some people to understand. And I think that's some of the difficulties when it comes to a very technical topic, right? Like to be able to simplify things down drastically so it could be understandable. And sometimes even then it's not going to be understandable just because the complexity of the topic in itself. But it is a good, you know, point to make, like, because then we can delve into this idea of the alignment of the topic versus the audience involved, right? So that would be something of important to consider. So I think that's something very nice to bring up, because that's something to provide awareness for, you know, for us to consider when it comes to having a topic. I think that's a very good point. Thank you. Okay, so overall, I'll call meeting adjourned, and for the next time I'll have a meeting, it'll be next month, because I've done the first 3 meetings of this month. Next week again will be Professor Parnell. So you know, exciting things to come for his meeting. December, I'll have to think about what I need to do, because December is a pretty busy time since it's the closing of the year. I do have a lot of work I need to do. Plus, with the holidays coming around, there's a lot that I'll need to do to in terms of family obligations. So I'll try my best to see if I'll host meetings, but if I'm not able to, then like I'll, you know, mention ahead of time that I'm canceling. But hopefully I'll have something or some sort of content for you all to be able to engage with. So until then, have a good morning, have a good night, and have a good evening. Take care and bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank
you. Good morning, Tan.
Yeah, bye. And let's see, we can stop this and click.
Words collide like fiddles hum, every accent's welcome some. Round the table, dreams are shared, across the world and love is aired. At the International English Cafe, talk your troubles right away, sip your tea, let stories play. At the International English Cafe, we don't need no passport stamp, just a cozy quarter lamp. Face to face we find a way, in a little cafe day after day. Maps and charts might trace the globe, but here we spin our own wardrobe. Patchwork lives with thread we weave, stories told when you believe. At the International English Cafe, words align like fiddles hum. At the International English Cafe, words collide like fiddles hum, every accent's welcome some. Round a table, dreams are shared, across the world and love is aired. Our love is aired, across the world and love is aired. Across the world and love is aired. English Cafe, we don't need no passport stamp, just a cozy quarter lamp. Face to face we find a way, in a little cafe day after day. globe, but here we spin our own wardrobe. Here's your face, we find the way in a little cafe, day after day after day. Maps and charts might trace the globe, but here we spin our own wardrobe. But here we spin our own wardrobe. But here we spin our own wardrobe. Patchwork little cafe day. Maps and charts might trace the globe. We don't need no passport stamp, just a cozy corner lamp. Face to face we find the way in a little cafe, day after day. Maps and charts might trace the globe, but here we spin our own wardrobe. But here we spin our own wardrobe. Patchwork lives with thread we weave.